The House of the Dragon premiere was so good that I signed into this account after over a year. Yeah, my bad, by the way. But in the year I've been gone, I've amassed a frankly disgusting amount of A Song of Ice and Fire knowledge, and I have absolutely nothing to do with it other than talk. You might say I have acquired the Game of Thrones themed link in my Maester's chain. Yes, I'm going to be one of those dickheads that uses in-universe colloquialisms. Fuck off. I'm obsessed with this. I already know what's going to happen and I'm still fiending for more. Luckily for me, a little birdie told me that they're making 7 more of these, which is great, but a whole week in between episodes. I've got nothing better to do than pick them apart. We open on the north. Unless you count this sick new opening, which you totally should, by the way. Hey look, it's Maegor on screen for the first time.
Dragons with flesh, weaving dragons of thread.
Did Helaena just predict the season 2 title sequence? I'm starting to think that she can see the future or something.
I'm afraid.
Don't be.
Meet Cregan Stark, the great-great-great-great-grandfather of...
Poor old dead Ned.
And also the son of this guy from season 1, who you might remember swearing an oath of fealty to Rhaenyra. Now, unlike some sons, cough cough Boros,
Where's the bloody Maester?
Cregan actually makes good on his father's oath, gifting the Blacks an army that would soon come to be known as the Winter Wolves, thousands of grizzled old soldiers seeking a glorious death in battle, rather than the approaching winter storms.
Do you think my ancestors built a 700-foot wall of ice to keep out snow and savages? What does it keep out?
Season 8. Anyway, I hope you like Cregan, because apparently that's all we're going to see of him, which is kind of a shame, but hey, it's ice. What a beautiful family heirloom, just dripping in history. I will never forgive you, Tywin Lannister.
You know what legacy means? It's what you pass down to your children. And your children's children. It's what remains of you when you're gone.
Rhaenys looks so fucking cool. Rhaenys looks so fucking cool. The wigs look fucking cool. Man, they look so much better.
I should be at Harrenhal, bending knee.
I love this short scene between Daemon and Rhaenys highlighting just how differently he and Rhaenyra respond to Luke's death. Rhaenyra has to know for sure, while Daemon clambers up into his work, desperate for another water fight. It's nearly identical to how Corlys and Rhaenys responded to Laena's death in season 1, and Rhaenys is appropriately able to sympathise with her immensely, even if Daemon can't.
If you'd have acted when you had the chance, Aegon's line would be extinguished, and Luke would be alive.
Alright, noted.
New character alert. New character alert.
This is Alan of Hull. Alyn, not Alan. Alan of Hull. Not too much to say about him right now, but Corlys holds a certain fondness to him for being the one to rescue him in the Stepstones off screen last season. More to come. Acting like Qyburn invented scorpions is towards the bottom of the list of annoying things that late Game of Thrones did, but it's still annoying. Yet they've existed for hundreds of years, and we get to see some here, which is cool. One of the people making them is new character Hugh Hammer. Again, not much to say yet, but more to come.
A man of mystery.
Where is Harris?
Attending his lessons.
And those aware?
This episode came out on Father's Day, by the way. I'm not confident on this, but I think that Helaena is already sewing Jaehaerys' funeral shroud. In case you haven't realised already, Helaena is a dragon dreamer, a bit like the Targaryen equivalent of a green seer. Basically, she's already seen the show, and that paired with her ambiguous neurodivergency make her an incredibly valuable and important asset that the Greens are
We have nothing in common.
pretty ignorantly kind of ignoring because of her weirdness. I love this moment in Lord of the Tides where she claps for Aemond because she doesn't realise that strong is being used as an insult in this case.
I dare you to say that again.
Why?
Yeah, so this is really bad. I don't mean in a this is different from the book kind of way, I more so mean in the she's fucking her ex-best friend's ex-friend with benefits and they're both clearly doing this to cope with complicated feelings of shame and envy.
Spoiled cunt.
Also, he swore a fucking oath to the gods
My oath has been broken.
that are more than probably real in this universe. I don't know, man. At least from this episode, I don't get the impression that either of them are really into this, and they're just kind of using each other for revenge in their bodies. There's also the whole power dynamic thing, which is a whole other conversation, but I don't see this ending well. We'll see.
But we... Yeah, thank you, my prince. That's very helpful.
Oh, Thailand. Beef with a child. It's gotta be a Lannister tradition by now, right? First feet shot of the season? Pretty appropriate, all things considered.
Mario Chris.
In between seasons, Larys has quietly disposed of all the spies in the Red Keep. I'm guessing most of these belong to Mysaria, so RIP to Talia from season 1, I guess. HBO are coming out swinging for a big heavy hitter of a death for the first episode, and everyone's weeping. I forgot to talk about Aemon, didn't I?
What is your business here?
Yeah, I'm sure that having this completely normal and reliable dude on the War Council is a good idea. After all, he's shown himself to be a strategical mastermind. And then you have Larys whispering in Aegon's ear, trying to get Otto off the council. I'm sure none of this will end badly. Also, I found a fucking rabbit hole of just dozens of these Aemon gifs. I don't know why there's so many, but here you go, I guess. Something about that shot is so impressive to me. I don't know why, I just think it's cool. Man, I hope Emma gets some awards recognition this season. They really deserve it. As if this scene needed an extra gut punch, Luke's dragon Arax was Cyrax's son. This is two mothers sharing in their grief, and it's heartbreaking.
I didn't even know you were sad because you've been serving so much cunt. You've been serving so much cunt recently, I didn't even know you were extremely miserable.
Perhaps we could just return his sheep. He came all this way.
No. Stop making me like Aegon. I did not forget that he sent his bastards into the fighting pits. Stop it. Aegon is basically the Westeros equivalent of a frat boy. Interestingly, he does seem to want to be a good king, but he's a bit dumb and seemingly very impatient, leaving him overly reliant on advisors I don't think he's intelligent enough to accept that he might need. I like his little entourage of fuckboys that he rolls around with. I think it's pretty impressive that he's managed to make friends. We get a short scene between the hand and the feet, where they get on the same level for a moment, finally communicating and scheming with each other rather than in private. I'm interested to see how this dynamic develops, with Alicent finally on the same page as Otto for once.
Oh my god, I did not think he was going to do that. That scared me. That actually scared me a little bit.
You put Aegon on the throne.
That was the High Tower's conspiracy. I merely profited from knowing Aegon's movement.
This sounds different.
Corlys Velaryon's fleet have blockaded the Gullet, which is this choke point of sea separating King's Landing and the Crown Lands from any trade or travel to or from the Narrow Sea. It's here where the Blacks find Mysaria, attempting to flee after Otto and Larys scorched earthed her in Season 1. Mysaria is a skilled and well-informed spy master, but unlike Larys with the Greens, she seems to have a strained relationship with the Blacks as of now. For the moment, it's
Purely transactional.
Mysaria does have at least one person in her corner though. Eric Cargill, who was there to see how she sold Aegon to end the child fighting pits, vouches for her to Daemon, which eventually gets through to him.
Maybe you and I could partner up.
If you're still confused which twin is which, I have a handy trick for you. Eric serves Aegon, and Eric serves everyone on Team Black, in the royal household at least.
I want Aemon Targaryen.
Death to all of them.
That's the only line of dialogue that Rhaenyra gets this episode, and I think she makes her point pretty clear.
Lady Jane Arryn has pledged her support.
So Jane Arryn, who is Defender of the Vale and Wardeness of the East, is backing Team Black, which makes sense given that Rhaenyra's mother was an Arryn herself. I guess that Jane is happy to forget about Daemon's rocky relationship with House Royce. Maybe that'll be a point of contention later. I don't have a joke for this bit, it's just really good. It reminds me a lot of this Cat and Rob scene, and fuck you for making me think about that. You gotta feel bad for Rhaenyra in all of this. Luke was killed by Vhagar, her mother's dragon, what was supposed to be her dragon. I wonder if she feels any sense of guilt or blame for not beating Aemon to it. Do you think this is the same murder cloak he used to kill his wife? Or maybe he just has like a closet full of them, I could imagine either.
You're to find and slay the Prince Aemon Targaryen. What if we can't find him?
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
There's been a little bit of debate around this, and I think it's pretty clear that he probably doubled down on a son for a son. I don't know how much trust I have in Daemon's moral code. Okay, main event time. Blood and cheese.
Cheese.
This scene has been stirring up some controversy because of its differences to the source material. Short version is that in the book, Helaena has 2 sons and is forced to choose which one dies. She chooses the youngest, and Blood instead decapitates the other one, before telling the one that he spared that his mother wanted him dead. Also, this whole thing happened in Alicent's bedroom, and she was bound and gagged to witness the whole thing. I think that the complaints that the scene isn't gory enough are poo-poo stupid and unfounded. If you really think that an on-screen child decapitation was going to happen, you're either a dumb person or you don't know how content for TV is filtered. I can understand some of the narrative complaints, but I think Helaena still makes the active decision of condemning her child to death, and that moment isn't undersold. Alicent not being helpless while witnessing the whole thing, but instead fucking the man who was supposed to be on guard to protect her daughter and grandkids is, in my opinion, a much darker turn of events than Fire and Blood. Sorry if you can hear any background noise in this bit. I'm trying to finish this video before episode 2 comes out and my neighbors are having a barbecue in the back garden. Okay, where the fuck are the Kingsguard? Harold Westerling quit after the Green Council moved to Crown Aegon. Eric Cargill left Serveranera. Eric Cargill is somewhere else. Laurent Marbrand is with the Blacks along with Stefan Darklin. Willis Fell probably doesn't exist yet, and Rickard Thorne also hasn't been casted, which leaves Kristen Cole, who, well...
I think he wants a ride.
Your Grace.
A ride?
Things are a little bit understaffed right now in the Red Keep. And this is it. Blood and Cheese marks the no-turning back point for the Dance of Dragons. From this point on, peace is not on the table. This conflict will lead to war and death, fire and blood.
He said it! He said it!
Son for a son, an eye for an eye, and the whole world goes blind. Or burns. Anyway, 8 out of 10. I'll see you next week, probably. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe the video, please. Thank you.